to switch to the whole kit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Cool. I think this looks pretty good. I'll let you, we'll keep it at 200.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy RZ, and I'm here with something a little different today compared to what, normally you see on this channel. So I'm taking on a new project. After spending over a decade in the military, I found that I operate best with structure. I need it. I need a goal, something to strive towards. I need something difficult in front of me that forces me to show up, that makes me put in the work, and keeps me coming back. When I got out, I didn't just lose the uniform. I lost that structure. I lost that mission, and honestly, I felt like I lost my purpose. But music is that one constant. That music has helped me start to rebuild with this channel, doing these music reactions. But I want to do more than just react. I want to understand it. So now I'm giving myself a new mission. 1 year from the day when this video goes live, I'm going to sit behind this kit and play an entire Sleep Token song, and not just play it, but understand it, command it, control it. But there's just one problem. I'm not a drummer. So I have the kit, I have the cymbals, I have this cool app called Drumeo, and I also have people willing to teach me. So now I have the mission again. Now I have purpose, and this is day one. So you might be asking, why drums? And I've always tapped my feet, and I've always tried to keep rhythm, and then you hear drummers that throw you out of that comfortable 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when listening to new music, I've always found myself honing in on the drums. Even if I don't express it in the immediate, I'm paying very close attention to it. Another aspect of it is I grew up playing guitar, and not saying that guitar isn't hard to play. I am simply stating that it takes your hands. But with drums, you need 4 limbs to operate independently and codependently with each other to create these grooves, these fills, these beats that bring the song to life. Right now, if I try to hold a basic groove and I think of I need to add an additional thing to it, my brain just doesn't want to operate that way. So this is me forcing my brain to do this. But then you watch these incredible drummers play live, and it's almost like they're in a flow state, moving through the kit, moving through the song as if it's an extension of their own body. And to me, that is beyond fascinating. Drums are the heartbeat, the pulse. They give the song life. And I think that's the part that means the most to me right now. The part where it gives it life, because I spent a long time after I left the military in not such a great state. I wasn't living, I was just existing. And then I finally made that decision that I'm going to live again. And I'm gonna start knocking off those things that I've always considered doing, but just never did it. And learning drums is one of those things. So yes, this is a music challenge, but this is also me choosing to give myself a reason to show up, to work hard and feel alive again. So the idea to turn this into content came from Kevin Kane, who is the drummer for Knocked Loose. We're up at his old local bar, and I was telling him about this idea that I want to learn to play a Sleep Token song within a year, and he goes, man, you need to turn that into content. People would enjoy this, to see someone come from never playing before to hopefully within the year mastering a song that is technically challenging is something. But he emphasized not just showing the successes that you have, but also showing the failures, showing that you're human. So then after a little deliberation, I started laying out the groundwork that I thought would work, and then I brought it back to him, and he goes, yes. So now this is going to become a series. And this in and of itself gives me even more structure, because now you guys can hold me accountable as well too. So when I think about learning drums, there isn't just one single drummer that I hone in on, because that's not smart as a musician just to hone in on one and mimic one style or learn one style. You want to be well versed. For instance, one person that I recently discovered because of a conversation with my father is Buddy Rich. My dad was telling me about him and sent me down an entire rabbit hole of this guy. And instantly I was hooked by the speed and control and the accuracy, but also the controlled, chaotic nature that he throws at these jazz pieces. Another one that I've really enjoyed for a very long time is Tommy Aldridge. A showman through and through with giant movements, loud drums, monstrous double bass, and hand-slapping solos. He honestly made the drums look like a performance by itself. Another one is Vinnie Paul. That man shows you that speed isn't the only thing that's needed to play heavy. It's about the groove. It's about making every hit feel massive. Another one, and this feels almost like a cop-out, but I promise you it's not, but Joey Jordison. That man's a freak. But he represented the intensity, the speed, the endurance, the aggression. Watching him, it almost makes the drums seem dangerous. On this list of inspirations, the Rev has to be included. He threw his personality into every drum track he ever put out. He wasn't just sitting there keeping the band in time. He was honestly the pulse of Avenged Sevenfold, a driving creative force. So another cat is kind of new on the scene. His name is Matthew Davis. Currently drums for Vana. I've followed this guy on social media for the past couple of years, and he's not just technically good, but he throws his personality into the content that he creates with the drums, where he's doing these skits where it's like when a church choir hires a metal drummer and he takes these gospel songs and throws blast beats into them. It makes funny skits out of it. It's new. It's new age, it's modern, and it works. Not just the fact that he's sick behind the kit. And then lastly, two from Sleep Token. He's the inspiration for this whole drum journey. He's the inspiration for the song choice. His dynamics, the way he moves around the kit, the way he accents and just adds to the song with no wasted stroke. Honestly adding layers of emotion that take you on a wonderful journey. That's the kind of music that I want to understand. Now, I'm not trying to copy and become any one of these drummers individually. I'm trying to take elements from each of them and incorporate them into my own style via collage of these people, as well as my own flavors that I'll eventually develop. Part of this is being honest with you guys. And again, I'm just a dude that owns a kit. I'm not a drummer by any stretch. I can barely keep a basic beat going and then think about a fill, even if it's just a simple, just a roll through the toms, crash back to where I start. So what I want you to do, Mr. Odell, is I'm going to carry a beat, and then I want you to just fucking tell me when to run into a fill, just to show that when my brain goes to process that new part, like I fumble.
Okay, so you want me to actually shout out when it
But if you, yeah, no, 100%. Like I think the chaos is what's needed.
Okay.
So.
You gotta hit your sticks like start so.
Pretty much all I got.
I think you sound like a beginner.
Now, how to get there is going to go through Musora, or if you're familiar with Drumeo. It has very structured lessons, and that's what I need. I need structure. I can't just sit behind the kit every day for 30 minutes and not have something giving me at least baseline instructions. And quite frankly, I have the hardest time getting on YouTube and finding lessons. Not that I can't find them, it just doesn't teach me. The connection just isn't there. But this, the way they break down everything, this works for me. The way it's broken down is they have just a bazillion lessons on very different aspects, from just working on a practice pad, working on your basic single stroke, doubles, triples, your paradiddles, and beyond on a slow level like that you can teach it to a child. And then they have all the way advanced to Sleep Token songs and various others as well too. They don't just play on the Sleep Token stuff, but various other lessons as well, drumless tracks, and they also break down the sheet music, which is something that I've never comprehended. Even on the guitar, I've never been able to read sheet music. But what's funny is, like, just looking at the drum lessons that they have that I've just skimmed through so far, I can read that kind of a little bit. Like I'm understanding it, and I feel like I can pick that up a lot easier. They give you not just video instruction, but they give you the sheet music as well too. And they give you sheet music that's toned down, and they also give you the stuff that's more hyper accurate to the drum track itself. And if you know anything about two, you know it's all over the place. So this gives me that structure, and I went ahead and paid for an entire year of lessons from this app. So Drumeo is going to be the foundation, but I'm blessed to where I have friends in the local music scene and extended that have reached out and expressed that they're willing to help teach me. Because at some point you need someone to actually sit in here and tell you, well, hold on, your placement here, the way you attack here, the way you transition from here to here, it's not bad, or maybe it is bad, but they will be honest with me. And that's what I need. I need someone to keep me honest, not just people online, but people in person, because they can see it in real time. And again, this isn't about showing my successes at doing this. You're not going to see multiple videos of me just killing it. You're going to see videos where I struggle. You're going to see the in between. You're not going to see the Beartooth reference, but you're going to see the human side of it.
I was saying, like, if you can give a comparison of some sort, so like it's almost like watching a skateboarder. You watch videos of them jumping down a stair set 25
No, that's
times.
actually really accurate. Yeah, like watch, back mid 2000s YouTube, you see these guys skate, and you don't see just the 1 5-second clip of them nailing that rail or hitting that flip. You see all of the spills in between. And I think that's the approach that I need to take with this, because again, I got to show you I'm human. And if anything, this could potentially inspire someone else to be like, you know what, I've never thought about doing this before, or maybe I have thought about it, but thought I was too old to maybe try it.
I mean, we just like the fact is that we live in a world where people are only posting their successes.
That is true. Yeah,
you're not seeing the failure parts. And
Yeah.
that's where I want people to see in order to do something, you have to see that it takes 1,000 tries to do it once.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's true, because we live in a world where everything is Instagram perfect, everything is YouTube polished, everything is SEO optimized. Thank you, Mr. Beast. But that's not real. This has to be real. This journey has to be real, and not just for you, but for me as well. It has to be honest. I'm not going to do something dishonest. That's why when I do my reactions, it's a one take, and then I give you my immediate thoughts instead of like watching it with you on camera once and watching it again and maybe a third time to really grasp the lyrics. Like, I do the research on the back end in the immediate with you, in front of you. That way you understand, like, I need to be authentic. I've talked about it being a Sleep Token song that I want to learn, and then what song. And I was fortunate enough to see them live twice last year, and it was just incredible. And of course, there's one particular song that he does live, and he adds a solo into a giant interlude part, and that's the summoning. And I was like, I want to learn that with the solo. And I have to be honest with myself. Again, this is about authenticity, and I don't think realistically within a year I'd be able to nail the summoning and that solo. It seems like a little more than I can chew right now. But who knows? Maybe within 6 months I'll be able to get this song choice down. And it's Alkaline. It was the first song of theirs that I really heard. And it was the first song that hooked me in. And it's like, wait a minute, like this is different. This is tricky. It doesn't take up the entire song, but the half of the song that the drums are involved in, it pulls you in, and you're like, you can't tap your feet to it without like switching up a little bit, because he does throw so many different little accents here and there. It's I think intentionally there to trip you up. I like that challenge. And for me, it'd be a full circle moment. This is the song that introduced me to this band. This will be the song that introduces me to the drums. I don't want to just play it. I want to control it. I want to command it. I want to be able to understand it on a fundamental level, not just go through the motions. And I don't want to struggle getting from the first stroke to the last. These Sleep Token songs are fun. Like, you can tell these dudes are not just pouring their hearts into this music, but they're having fun while doing it. Even though some of the subject matter of some of these songs is kind of dark, but you're still able to process and see the fun they have even on stage. So the last thing to do is to just get this started, and it is going to be a journey. It's going to be rough. I'm going to mess up quite a bit. I even think about limb independence right now. It's throwing my brain into overdrive because I don't have that wiring in me just yet. But that's what I want to do. I want to show you this journey, and hopefully we'll see in a video where finally I start gaining that independence very soon. So how I want this series to work is I want this day one video, 30, 60, 90, 6 months, 9 months, and then a year. Or if by chance I actually do nail this song before the year mark, I guess I'll throw out a stretch goal of hypnosis, because this series isn't about magically waking up one day and being the best at the drums. It's about the journey. This is about growth, and again, giving myself that purpose, that drive, that mission set again that I lost whenever I did get out of the military. And who knows, maybe this is just proof it's genuinely not too late to start. So this is just the starting point. No skipping ahead, no hiding the failures, no pretending. This is just day one.